Well, guys, the question must be asked. Are you hopeful for the future of this country? What do you guys actually think the country is going to look like in 10, 15 years? Probably even 5 years. What is the future of this country? Now, guys, I'm in my mid 40s, and in 15 years, I'm going to be in my 60s. Kind of hard to believe. I don't feel like I'm getting that old, to tell you the truth, but it is reality. And the younger kids today that are actually like 18, 19, 20 years old, they're going to be in their mid 30s. And these kind of people are actually going to be elected to office on a state level, maybe even the federal level. And honestly, guys, I got to tell you, that absolutely terrifies me, because these young students today, they are communists. There was actually a poll out there showing that young Americans have a very, very positive, how can I actually say it? They actually see socialism in a positive light. These people out there, man, they never actually lived through communism or socialism, but they want it. They crave it so much. Even though if you actually ask them, they actually have no idea that communism has killed something like well over 100 million people. Look at North Korea. Look at the Cultural Revolution in China. Look at China now. Look at the Soviet Union. That's what they want. They want that. Now, of course, there was all different types of communism. And in this case right here, these leftists, they do not want to negotiate with you. No. This is why it's so important to get rid of your weak Republicans. They need to be voted out. Your Mitt Romneys, your who am I thinking of? Names on the tip of my tongue, but I just can't think of it. Mitch McConnell, my goodness. His name was just slipping my tongue for a second. Yeah, those guys, we know that they will not fight back hard enough. That's why it's so important that Donald Trump is the next president. He's getting my vote. Because the destruction that's happening from a Joe Biden administration, this is what these young socialist, Marxist, communist students want. And there is no negotiation. That's why you need a fighter on the other side. You can't have somebody that's supposed to be on the right saying, don't worry, we'll come to an agreement. No, these people don't want to come to an agreement. They want you to bend the knee 100% completely. No ifs, ands, or buts. They're going to call you a racist, and it doesn't even matter because that word really doesn't have any meaning anymore. It doesn't. It means nothing in 2023. These communists, man, it's scary. It is scary because these people, man, they are unified on how much they hate you, how much they want to overthrow the way of life of Americans. They want a communist utopia, even though communism has never worked ever. The Soviet Union, the Iron Curtain, fell. It fell. One day, China's going to fall. But this country that we live in right now used to be great. Now it's not. We are clearly divided a lot, more than ever in my lifetime. Honestly, this may be the most divided we've been since the Civil War times. I will not compromise on my values, my beliefs. I believe in God. These leftists, they hate it because they're Marxists. Marxists, they hate religion. And in the United States, most people identify as Christians. And to these leftists, Christianity is public enemy number one. You remember, guys, it was all these leftists during the Wuhan virus. They didn't want you to go to church. Yes, they actually were violating your constitutional rights to freedom of religion. They did not want you going inside that church. And as a bunch of these people elected to office, I believe that these communists, if we're going to save this country, they need to be voted out. But I really don't have any faith in that whatsoever, because look at what happened in Chicago. The people in Chicago complained about Lori Lightfoot, and they did the right thing. They actually voted her out. However, they really didn't change their voting habits. They went out there and elected a radical in the runoff election. Yeah, Brandon Johnson, a socialist, is going to be the next mayor of Chicago. And the same people that were complaining about Lori Lightfoot cast their vote for a radical. Expect violence to actually get worse in Chicago, if it actually can get worse. I mean, there was already record crime in Chicago with Lori Lightfoot. So now this actually brings us to the People's Republic of New York. Now, this may seem kind of redundant since I actually put up that video on the sports channel about Riley Gaines at a Turning Point USA event actually got physically attacked by a trans activist. That was actually in San Francisco. This is in New York now. Another Turning Point USA event. And look here, guys. Anti-Christian student activists destroy Bible. Shut down conservative events at state-funded New York college. Yeah. These leftists, they don't like Jesus. If you believe in Jesus, they don't like you. I mean, this is disgusting right here. They went after the Bible. These students are so woke. This is the future of this country, guys. Because they go to these institutions of quote unquote higher learning. I believe it actually should be called lower learning, because honestly, guys, these students, they come out of school more woke than ever. And I get it that New York is a blue state. These students turn out to be pretty radical. They don't want to have conversation with you. They don't. How could you actually do this to a Bible? Why would you actually do that? Let's get into this, guys. On Tuesday, Off Limits host Ian Hayworth was set to give a speech at the University of Albany in New York after an invitation from Turning Point USA, an organization dedicated to the principles of freedom and free speech, but was interrupted by anti-Christian far-left students who drowned out his presentation with shouts and aggressive pseudo dance in an apoplectic display that found one enraged activist destroying a Bible. A Bible, guys. The mere presence of a Bible just triggered these woke leftists. On Twitter, Hayworth posted clips of the disruption, tracking how the activists barged into the room, began shouting and marching, and even screamed, F you, TPUSA, after attempts at settling their outbursts. You see, guys, you cannot negotiate with these people. They don't care. I'm not going to play any of these clips here. You just heard it right there. In this clip, all they was doing is just saying, F you, TPUSA. That's what they were doing. And of course, Ian Hayworth, they were actually calling him all kind of names in some other clips here as well. Yeah, this is pretty disgusting here from the quote unquote tolerant left. The only people that they actually tolerate is people that actually agree with their woke ideology. Now, let's just say that they actually eliminated all of their opposition. Guess what? They're going to go after each other. They're going to go after each other. It actually did happen in Mao's China. People within his own party, he went after them. Do your research. And I highly suggest, that these woke communist students learn history, because they're definitely not they're not learning real history in school. Obviously not. And then they go on this rant about trans rights or human rights. It's like they got the program, because when it came to Riley Gaines over there in San Francisco, they were screaming the same thing. The exact same thing. These people are programmed. This is funny right here. While chanting Ian sucks, I've seen better trash talk from kindergartners. Someone said, quote, this is what free speech looks like. They didn't let Ian Hayworth actually speak. They didn't want to hear him. They don't believe in free speech. Why have you actually seen these companies actually go out there and violate your rights to free speech? Twitter, before Elon Musk, they were actively out there trying to silence people. Now, if you're actually watching here on YouTube, there's things that we can't even say here on YouTube. I think is absolutely crazy. That's why I believe that Rumble, and if you're watching on Rumble, shout out to you. Rumble, man, I believe Rumble has great opportunity. I do. But the monetization is just not there, man. It's not there. And once they get that together, boy, Rumble could be a huge platform. It really can. We actually stream our member videos on Rumble because we know we're not going to get censored over there. Look at this here. The group also shouted no cops, no KKK, no TPUSA at Hayworth, a Jewish immigrant. Yeah. They don't like him. They don't like him. And we were actually talking about today on the member stream. Consider becoming a channel member. Just click the join button or go over to blackandwhitenetwork.com, because we have member live streams every Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we were actually talking about the KKK a little bit. And I asked Rhodes, because we both are from Texas. We're both in our 40s. I asked him, have you ever seen a Klansman in your lifetime? He said no. We both said no. And it's interesting, guys, because Donald Trump actually came out and made the KKK a terrorist organization. But yet the left was still trying to tell him, hey, will you actually condemn the KKK? Donald Trump has nothing to do with the Klan. But the left's Joe Biden, he definitely had ties to it. His good buddy Robert Byrd was a member. He was a member. But of course, leftists are not going to tell you that. They were dropping all kind of F-bombs. At the end, they were saying, F you fascists. Yeah, to him. A Jewish immigrant. Wow. And look here, guys. I didn't even know this. The activists, organized by the Young Democrat Socialists of America, were provided free pizza by TPUSA, but despite the available free food, one woman shouted, F you, fascists. So Turning Point USA provides free food. And these Democrat Socialists, guess what? That's your Bernie Sanders, AOC, the Squad, Cori Bush. Yeah. This is the kind of people that they are. They get free food and what do? Just spit it back into your face. Unbelievable. We cannot negotiate with these people. They refuse. They refuse. Now look here. And the group destroyed a Bible for no reason whatsoever. But they did it. Right there. Why even bother destroying a Bible? But they did it. This is what socialists do. Destroy religion. Destroy it. And they have to know that communists, Marxists, Karl Marx, he did not like religion. He didn't. He didn't like Jews either. So I guess it wouldn't be a surprise that these young Marxists feel this way. It's not a surprise. But man, this is sad, sad times for our country, guys. Very, very sad times for our country. Because this is happening. It's right there. I highly suggest that you guys share this with your friends that support Democrats and the left. They may not be radical like this, but chances are they actually go out there and vote for Democrats. They need to watch this video. They need to wake up because we know that the media is going to lie to them. The media is going to lie. The media is actually going to go up to bat for these people if it ever got out there mainstream. They'd probably actually accuse Turning Point USA of being violent. When all the disruption was caused by the Young Democrat Socialists of America, which are communists. The communist threat is real here in this country, guys. If you are not careful, you're going to see some type of a Bolshevik revolution. And these are the people that Joe Biden is pandering to. Yeah. It is really, really sad, guys, but this is the reality of the times that we're living in. We definitely need to stop this communist threat. I do not want to live in a communist country. And what we've seen from Nashville, the Nashville shooting, killing Christians, another plot actually foiled where this trans person, they were actually a biological male, was actually going to go out there and attack Christians. Yeah, this threat is real, guys. It is real. We need to wake up because this is just a sad state of affairs that's going on in what used to be a great nation. It's not great anymore for reasons like this. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.